Hello scrapbookers, this is Megan and I am back today with my third and final layout that I am making for my For the Love of Homemade kit series that I'm doing with Hannah Lemieux. Whew, that was a mouthful. Sorry about that. But okay, so let's get to the layout. I have this really cute photo of my youngest. This is my baby Tinian. And this was when he was a baby. He's definitely not a baby anymore. He is almost 6 years old and I cannot believe it. But I just had this photo of him and I knew that I had to scrapbook it. So I'm using this paper that is called Blossom and it is from the not Dear Lizzie. No, it is Dear Lizzie. Dear Lizzie documentary collection. Sorry. And I knew that I wanted to use it just to kind of because the photo was black and white. So I wanted to bring out the color, but I didn't want it to be too overwhelming. So I did put some gesso on the background and I'm letting that dry. And while I do that, I'm going to put together the cluster that I'm going to have behind the photo. So I had this pink plus sign paper. And I knew I wanted to use that behind the photo to kind of bring out more colors. I know that pink isn't really a boy color, but I don't know. I just liked the way it looked with the teal color of the other two pattern papers that I was going to use. Here I had pulled off this sticker. It's a tag that says hello on it. And then also that love you sticker as well. And I'm just using my what is it, baking powder tool to take off the stickiness. And then I also had these word phrase stickers, and these are from Authentique. I got these at a local craft store, and I'm just pulling off a few different ones that apply to the photo. Let's see, I think they say treasure, happiness, and baby. Okay, so here is where I'm going to glue down the photo. And at first I was thinking that maybe I would cut the photo down, but I decided that I just really liked the way it looked as the full 4x6. So here I'm just going to start gluing the papers together with all these different layers. And then I'm going to bring them over to the background paper. And I decide to edge the photos, or not the photos, sorry, the papers with this Jelly Bean Soup Happy Hues paint. Sorry, I was going to call it ink, and I was like, that's not what it's called. And it is called Amiable Aqua, and I got that in a Click Kits kit, I believe. And that would have been last year. So that was probably like almost a year ago that I got that. But I'm just adding this color and I really like how that turns out. Even though you can't really see it stand out a whole lot on that teal paper, I still really like that it gives it a little bit extra dimension to the papers. So there I glue it down and I'm having a bit of trouble because the paint isn't dry yet. And so it was kind of getting on the layout, which actually doesn't look bad. Like I like the way it turns out. So here I have this wood frame and this chipboard sticker. And I know that I want to use them. I'm just not sure where. So I'm just going to kind of play around quite a bit with these different embellishment pieces. I'm thinking maybe I could, put the stickers on this frame and kind of play off of the dimension, but I don't really like that. And so I'm going to sit here and kind of hem and haw over it. And I was thinking maybe I could do my journaling on that card there, but then I was like, wait a minute, we put some silhouette cuts in our kit as well. And so I really liked this one. This is actually a cut file I got from being a part of the Click Kits Club. And every month they have a printable as well as a cut file that comes free with your kit. So here I'm just going to back it on this pink paper. And yes, I know that this is a boy, and if you couldn't tell, I have all 3 boys, but I just wanted to kind of use pink a little bit, which I don't really mind doing on boy pages. I know my husband probably will mind, but I'm not doing this for him, I'm doing it for myself, so I don't really mind using girl colors on boy layouts. And let's see, so here I glued that down, and then something's going to happen, and I'm going to get a little bit of that blue paint on the cut apart, or on the piece there, whatever that's called, the cut file, yeah. So there, you can see I got a little bit on that cut file, and so I was like, dang it, now what am I going to do? Because it just looked, I don't know, it didn't look symmetrical or whatever. Oh, and I got some on the photo as well. I was like, so I had to use my undo, my glue undo or whatever it's called, and that worked really well. Okay, so I'm going to glue it down, and this is where I get a little bit more paint on the cut apart, and so I decide, okay, I'm just going to add a little bit more, and I actually really like how that looks. It does give it a little bit more dimension and depth on the cut apart, or the cut file, sorry. I keep saying cut apart. Okay, so now I'm trying to figure out exactly where I want to put this frame and this little cluster with the sticker that says love you. So I'm going to put the love you sticker down there in the underneath that cut file, and then I'm going to cut apart the frame, and I'm going to put some of it right there. And then the other part of it, I'm going to kind of fuss around a little bit with it because I'm not quite sure exactly where I want it to go. But I decide to put it here and then to stick that tag on top of it. And so I'm going to glue down these wood veneer pieces with my Tombow Aqua Glue, which is one of my favorite glues. I love that glue. And then I'm putting down the chipboard piece as well, and I'm going to glue down this wood veneer piece. And I knew that I wanted to add some dimensional tape behind that tag just to make sure that it stayed sticking up and didn't get squashed in the layout. So here I'm just going to glue that down. And I'm going to have to play around with the placement of it because it wasn't working. Sometimes it just doesn't work the first time. So there, I finally get it all set and down. And I'm going to add some of this blue paint to that tag. And now I'm going to glue down these stickers. And now I am feeling like I need to embellish a little bit more. So I have this word sweet and this little flare badge that says happiness found. But I just can't get anything to work. I pull out this other cut file that says love this, and I'm thinking I should put it right there. But then I was like, I don't think I really like that. So I put that away. I'm just going to kind of fiddle for a little while. I was taking a photo of it I was messaging Hannah actually, being like, help me, I don't know what else to do with this layout. So I took a photo of it to send it to her. We do that all the time. I don't know if you guys have a scrappy friend that you message your layout photos to when you get stuck, but I do that with Hannah all the time. And it's awesome because she always comes up with something else that I could do or something that I could put on there. Okay, so I decided to put the date up there in that frame, which was January 29th, 2011. And let's see, what else am I going to do? I might have to just cut some of this out because a lot of this is just me hemming and hawing like, what am I going to do? Oh, I did have this cute little flower. So I'm going to put that right there next to love you. And I also had this butterfly, and I'm going to glue that right up there on the frame, the wood veneer frame. And let's see, then I had this little banner and it says just wonderful. So I'm going to put that up there next to the flower. And I'm also putting a little bit of that paint on a few of these pieces. I did have a leaf piece that came in the ephemera pack that I used. And then I'm adding some paint to that flower as well. And I'm going to stamp it with some adhesive and glue it down. Let's see, what else do I add? Oh yes, so I did actually find a place for this Happiness Found badge, and I was very excited about that because I really liked sorry, I can't talk. I really liked that flare badge. So now here I have some black and gold and blue sequins that I'm going to stick down, and I kind of have a hard time with this because I was thinking at first I would do them in clusters of 3s, but then I think I didn't have enough to do 3 clusters of 3. So then I decided to pull out a gold one, I believe, for each cluster, except for one of them because I didn't have enough gold ones. I had 2 gold ones and only 8 black ones. But I'm just not really liking it. So I'm going to kind of leave it and come back to it the next day. And then I'm just going to kind of mess around with it. Okay, so here I finally decided, I played around with it off camera. I guess I forgot to turn it on. But here is where I'm deciding to just go ahead and put these sequins down, and I'm just not even caring if I like it or not because I was just so frustrated. So I put them down. And then here I'm going to show you some close-ups, and that is the end of my layout. Make sure that you go on over to Hannah's channel as well, and again I will leave a link below so that you can find her layout that she made. And this challenge was a lot of fun. Doing this kit series was really a lot of fun, and so we are probably going to try to do 1 or 2 more kits before Hannah has to move, and then maybe once she gets all settled into her new house we can do some more, because this was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing this challenge. So I did forget that I was going to do some journaling, and I just used EK Tools journaling pen and did some lines with some journaling. So yeah, and that is my layout. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good day. Bye.